Hey, pose of the week, and this week we have mermaid pose requested by Crystal. Mermaid pose. You really need to be warmed up for this posture. Okay, so see the previous video on pigeon. If you're activating and really getting into the hips in pigeon, and by that I mean strengthening and activating, then you'll be a little more warmed up for this particular pose. It really does require some warming up, and you're basically going into a pigeon foundation. However, I would recommend you pull the foot in a little bit, and that's going to help you balance, because you don't want to be falling out of the pose just because your foundation is a bit unstable. Okay, so I'm going to pull my foot in, and before this goes in, it might be a good idea to get the shoulders warmed up a little bit. Not just the legs are going to need to be warm. The other thing is you're going to have to be careful and mindful of your spine, because if your hips are not warmed up or open enough and your shoulders are not warmed up or open enough, your spine is going to try to make up for it. Okay, so we don't want to do that. All right, so once I get my foundation set up, I'm going to reach back for my other foot. Here's a good prep pose, okay? So you could go down into a lower version of pigeon and just sort of work with bringing the heel in toward the seat. That's going to help warm up your thigh. You can do it one side and then the other side, sort of pull it over, and that might help a little bit. So that's another suggestion for you. When you're ready to go into the pose, try to make sure you don't bring the knee way out here. Keep it fairly straight back. Reach back, slide the toes along your forearm, and then see if you can externally rotate out your shoulders and bring your hand up. Then, using your core here, you start to send the other arm up, and then see if you can make the bind. Once you've made the bind, then zing, you've got to lean back into the pose, open up your front body, and I'm actively pushing my foot into my arm and pulling this arm up, so that I'm reaching out in all directions. So it looks kind of like a compact pose, but I'm reaching. I'm lifting my heart, lifting my crown, lifting my arms, and grounding strongly down into my folded leg. Okay, active core, active pelvis. If you find that you're having trouble in this pose, go back to strengthening in the pigeon and get that hip rolling forward. That's what needs to happen here. Okay, if you're staying back here, you're going to ask your spine to bend a whole bunch to get you into the posture, and it's doable, but you can see that you're really out of alignment. Okay, so alignment first. You can always use a strap if you want to kind of approximate the posture, something like this at first, and then eventually working back. Okay, but this is actually a much safer position for your spine. So Crystal, work on that one first, and then when you're ready, you can start reaching back, but make sure you're rolling your hip forward and pulling everything up. Okay, I hope that gives you a few things to try that you maybe haven't tried already. Thanks so much for this suggestion, Crystal. Bye for now.